If you come into Redgate and look at the teams, you'll see something very different than you might see at other tech companies. You'll see software engineers on conference calls, you'll see people doing pair programming, you'll see designers leading entire teams in a room sketching and designing what solutions should look like.
We are an agile organisation, but we don't do things by the book. It's not just a buzzword here, it is actually a real belief.
Probably one thing that sets us apart from a lot of other companies where we have these cross-functional teams, where we've got designers, product managers, software engineers, all working together towards that common purpose.
It's the way we think we can grow a great organisation, is to have leaders at all levels rather than some person at the top of a pyramid who's just shouting at people.
We get given a lot of autonomy. I think that the important part of that is actually making ourselves accountable.
Every quarter at Redgate we hold something called a Product Division Expo.
It's just a really nice opportunity for the rest of the company to come down and talk to the teams and find out what's new, what's going on.
All the teams will be just demoing their product, and it's an opportunity for everybody at Redgate to come and see the products.
Everyone from the company is welcome to attend that, and they can see what has been done around the different teams.
We really believe that product development is a team sport and that everyone should get involved to make the best possible products for our customers.
I've never seen before such a collaboration between designers and developers. Design is not like, I know how to use Sketch, so here you go. Go build this thing. It's very much a collaborative thing, so we'll have things like sketching sessions where the designer and the engineer gets together and says, right, we have a problem to solve, how do we do this? And everyone sketches out ideas, we vote on them.
You have to work with your engineers in the team, you have to work with the user experience designers, the sales, the marketing, the product management. Everybody's involved in getting the software out to the customer.
The development process is pretty interesting here. We tend to be very iterative. We want to get value out to our customers as quickly as possible.
You'll see teams speaking to customers daily. That feedback loop from customer back into our teams is, in some cases, a matter of hours, whereas other companies I've worked at, it's a matter of months.
The customer you can think of as an extension to a product team, and we try and encourage and build this practice of regular conversations to test ideas, to get feedback, and to make sure we're heading in the right direction at all times.
Some of the activities that we do really help to put personal development into focus. So every Friday afternoon at Redgate is 10% time, and that means it's an expectation of you that you're not doing product work and you're focusing on your learning and development.
You can use this just to learn. You can also use it to try out a new idea with some colleagues.
There's such a focus on learning and development here that I now speak at conferences. I've started my own meetup group off the back of working at Redgate as well.
The development culture at Redgate is quite unique. It's collaboration all the way from the CEO to collaborating with the person that's sitting next to you. You don't just have to face things on your own, which is the really important thing.
Well, that was a great little video of some familiar faces, I'm sure. What did you think? Enjoy it?
It's good. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us today for a look at the people behind the products. I'm Ali Parker. I'm a tech lead at Redgate, and I'm joined by some of my colleagues. Do you want to introduce yourselves, folks?
I'm Toby. I'm also a tech lead. I've been at Redgate now for 7 years. So I started as a tester, and I've worked on a variety of products and roles and kind of all over the company. So you've probably spoken to me before, a few of you. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Chen. I joined Redgate in March as a software engineer. I work in the Spiders team on a great product called Data Catalog. Really enjoying it.
Yeah, good.
Hello, I'm Michaela. I am a product designer at Monitor team. And probably you have spoken with me as well many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should add that as tech lead of the Musketeers team, I do like to keep my kind of where I work a mystery. I'm working on the masking products.
All right. See what we did there. Cool. So today we want to just have a little bit of a chat about where our ideas come from, how we get from a brand new inception of an idea through to getting it into our customers' hands. So where do our ideas come from?
Well, we have a very frequent research course. Our data catalog is in a stage 3 product, so it's very early on in the research. So we speak to our early access program users every day. So the interval is about 2 weeks for each customer. So we then call them up, check where they are with the product, how they're getting on, if they have any questions, blockers, and so on.
Oh, right, okay. So that you're an engineer and you're talking to the customers, is that?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So how do you find that as an engineer, rather than bashing away on your keyboard with your headphones on and disappearing at the end of the day, you're talking to customers?
Yeah, it's not something I've done in my previous jobs,
right.
So it's quite different. Really enjoy it. That way you feel you're really involved. You always know what's going on with the product. You have this sense of ownership for the product.
Oh, that's great.
Well.
So, Michaela, you work on SQL Monitor, right? Which is a very well-established product. It's been around for almost 10 years now, I think, right?
Maybe more.
Maybe more. We're on going into version 9 in the new year. Is it different working on a more established product, the way we work with our customers?
So we are working in a pretty similar way with the Spiders. So we speak with our customers in a weekly cadence. And it's really important for us to speak with our customers because we want to find out what are their needs. And actually we get our ideas from our customers. And when we are really confident with an idea, then we create it, we build it, and we get more feedback from our customers to validate this idea and iterate on it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So is that a long process, getting from those ideas all the way through to getting something into customers' hands?
So we try and get feedback as quickly as we can. So that might mean that we lead with a wireframe of an idea we have, kind of show it to people, get some feedback, and that could take as little as a day to put together a wireframe, make some tweaks. And then, as the product develops, we'll move the features into the product and kind of use feature flags. So, currently we're working on Data Masker vNext, which is also an early stage project. So for that, we're shipping frequently, but ideas we're not very sure about yet, or we haven't had the chance to validate with users, we'll put in behind a feature flag and then enable them on calls with you guys out there so we can learn whether or not this actually solves the problem that people are having.
That's great. I think, Michaela, you had an interesting story about a piece of work you did on Monitor.
That's correct. So when we were building the installed version page at Monitor, we had some idea on what people needed in order to get to be up to date with patching and from previous research. So instead of spending more time on creating a new thing, we decided to spend 2 hours to code our idea and put it in to people's faces to get feedback very quickly.
Yeah.
And when we shipped it after the release, after 5 hours, we got our first feedback, which was really positive, and it was suggesting more improvements. And this actually started a conversation between the team and our customers, which was nice.
That's great. I remember it was really rough and ready what we shipped in that first release, wasn't it? It was quite a while ago. I think it was just a table that we shipped.
Yeah, it was an ugly table.
It was an ugly table, but we iterated on it, and now it's beautiful and has lovely sparkly graphs all over it, and that kind of thing.
That was really fun.
Cool. So it sounds like we're talking to a lot of customers all the time, right? So how do you take all these hundreds of different ideas and things coming from all sorts of different customers? How do we end up prioritizing what we put into our products?
So I guess we find the immediate blockers for the users from using our product. So just through speaking, or alternatively, we actually have a Slack channel as well for those EAP customers, so they can talk to us whenever they really want to, or they can exchange experience as well between each other.
Oh, right, so you've actually got your customers and the team all in the same
Exactly.
sort of chat room kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
that way we ensure we got the smallest feedback loop possible.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. So it's instant messaging, and
that's
then
fantastic.
Yeah, and then we then sort of prioritize based on what most of the customers say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just looking for the most common kind of things that are stopping people moving forward, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. Toby, how does that work in your team, for instance?
So we don't have a Slack channel, but we do use intercom inside the product to get feedback in the moment. So
what's intercom for people who haven't seen it?
So intercom is it's an in-application chat. So there's a box in the corner you can click on. I think it's normally my face. Not sure why. And you can type, and someone on the team will get back to you.
I think I know why. It's your team have coded it, so it's always you that comes up when somebody asks a question.
Quite possibly, quite possibly.
So if you're ever frustrated looking at Data Masker and you see this lovely face here with these amazing sideys,
and feedback's important to me, so I'd be glad to hear.
It's nice.
Any frustrations you have.
Genuinely not a robot or a stock photo that's on there. It's our Toby Smith.
No, spy rooms to the contrary. I'm not a robot.
You're not a robot?
No.
Okay, fine. I believe you.
We also try and inject a bit of fun into the kind of prioritization process.
Right,
so
okay.
We have a board which represents a racetrack, and there are horses which are carrying particular customers that we've spoken to. And during a call, we try and identify blockers and things that are stopping people using Fig Leaf in production. And we represent those as fences. So once we've identified a problem, ship something that hopefully fixes those problems, and we've worked with them to see the problem's been fixed, we hop the horse over the fence and move them on to the next blocker.
Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. So what happens? So the end goal for them is to, where's the finish line for them?
So the moment we're on our Data Masker vNext, or Fig Leaf as it's called, we want people to really use the product to understand what's stopping them. So for us, it's people using Fig Leaf for real, so with their production data.
That's great.
Obviously not masking production, but masking the production data and bringing it back in to their test environment.
And so what happens when a horse falls over? Do you send them to the glue factory, or?
No. We're interested in talking to, we don't have, we run a humane organisation.
Do we?
No, would approve.
No animals were harmed in the making of this product.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So, I mean, it sounds like quite a collaborative process then. I mean, it sounds like we've got engineers talking to customers and designers being involved in the coding process and that kind of thing. How do teams work then, like at Redgate, from a collaborative perspective?
So everything we build, it's a result of collaborative work between designers, developers, product managers, even our marketing and sales team. We work very collaboratively. When we conduct research, we analyze all together the information, the feedback that we get from our customers. And we also run many workshops where the whole team works together in thinking of new ideas while they are looking back to customer feedback. So it's a pretty collaborative work, and it's really fun.
So do you get involved in design as well, Toby?
Yeah, so as a team we'll have sketching sessions where we'll all kind of get together and sketch ideas for what the designs could look like, and it's kind of the designer's there to facilitate, and obviously as an expert, but they're not the, everyone like tries to help.
Yeah, it sounds like it is a real team activity, the whole thing. I think in my experience it feels like the best way to get everybody quickest to the same kind of point and to get the most valuable experiences to all work together to produce the best tool for the customers. Yeah, it's really fantastic way of working here. So great. So serious fun-wise, then we talked about the horses. How else are we measuring whether we're on the right track to delivering these features to our customers? And how do we know we're going in the right direction?
So, I guess number of, there's always metrics and things going around, a bit less fun, but we try and measure and, I mean, important, but they're not quite as exciting. So sometimes we'll represent, I know other teams represent them in similarly novel ways. There's been Mario hopping around the building at various points, and things like that. I think, the kind of number of users is kind of a key one.
It's the best one. And Michaela, how is working at Redgate as a designer different to other places maybe that you've worked?
Working at Redgate feels like more collaborative.
Yeah.
Teamwork here is really important. So designers, the role of designer here is basically to guide the team to make the right decisions. So first, we actually guide the team to make sure that we are building the right thing, that we're solving the right problem, and then after we have ensured that, we guide the team in order to build the right thing and build it right. Yeah, it's really different because the relationship here that we have with our customers is so different, because we speak with them in a cadence, like as I said before, we have a weekly cadence, and that's really important for Redgate. We are we're based every time on their feedback in order to get more ideas and improve our products. So that made a huge difference in the way we work now.
Sure. So I know some of the teams have also been on to customer visits, so been down to sites for the day. It must be a bit of a shock having to put on a suit and tie again after coming to work in your favourite band t-shirt, right?
Well, I haven't been to any customer visits personally, but a number of people in my team have.
Yeah. Do they find that more valuable than talking on the phone? I mean, what do you get out of a site visit maybe that you don't get over the phone?
I think so. There's definitely more value in the sense that when you see them face to face, they obviously then immediately see a real person as opposed to just talking on the phone.
That's
people,
a big thing, right? I mean,
exactly.
You seeing a customer and having a customer in mind is very different to having a user in mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And equally it goes the other way, right? So when you're getting a feedback and maybe the customer's a bit frustrated, it's not just like screaming into the void. They're talking to Toby's lovely picture in the bottom right corner of the application.
Yeah.
It's great, right? So it's really cool. And one of the other things we have at Redgate is in the team organisation is our leadership trio for each of the teams. And I don't know, Toby, maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
So it's very, the collaboration doesn't stop at the team level and then have this sort of dictatorship hierarchy going up. There's the tech lead, the product designer and the product manager all bring their combined skill sets to kind of guide the direction, the shape of the team and what they're doing on a sort of higher level, slightly higher level.
Yeah, it's a nice way of balancing the tension between designing an awesome product, engineering an awesome product, and also managing that product and getting the right thing out into the environment.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's great. So thank you very much for joining us today. Up next is Kendra Little with 4 Keys to Unlocking DevOps. It's been great to have you here today, listening to us ramble on for 20 minutes or so. Hopefully you've got some great insights from that on some of these great people behind the products. So thank you very much.